Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, the show that's stepping up its hotness in more ways than one. Speaking of which, you may notice that there's something slightly different, and I figure now is as good a time as any to settle some things. First of all, hi, I'm Santi. I've been a fan of Matt's for a long time, since I was in high school, so being here is pretty surreal to me. For those of you who don't know me, before the grays set in, I once got frosted tips because I wanted to so badly be a member of a boy band. I still have hope, though it dwindles every day. What doesn't dwindle though is my love for all things spicy. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you may remember the chicken sandwich episode from a few years back where Matt found the overall best sandwich using science. That's always been one of my favorites, even way before I joined the team. But as someone who loves spicy foods, I always told myself that if I had the opportunity, I'd remake the episode with hot chicken sandwiches. So here I am with you today to do just that. For those of you who aren't spice fiends, even if you are, you may not be familiar with where the hot chicken sandwich originated. And let me tell you, the story is probably spicier than any chicken sandwich I'll ever eat. Legend goes, Nashville's own Thornton Prince, a tastemaker, essentially an influencer of yesteryear, came home from a wild night out. And while no one knows exactly what did him in, his girlfriend found out he had cheated and decided to take revenge. Did she elect to murder him? Poison him? Good old draw and quarter? No. See, Thornton was something of a fried chicken lover, and his girlfriend figured the best revenge for his adultery would be to make his fried chicken super duper spicy. She loaded his nightly fried chicken with heaps of cayenne pepper, expecting him to break down in tears, but instead he loved it. He was such a fan of this dish that he decided to start selling it out of his own house. He decided to perfect the recipe and open up his own restaurant, Prince's Hot Chicken, which is still open to this day almost 100 years later. So the fiery flavors of Nashville hot chicken came from the fiery loins of one adulterer. Now that's what I call a cheat meal. I'm so sorry for that. And so Nashville hot chicken was born, and it became the hottest thing around. And now it seems like every restaurant worth their salt is coming out with their own version of the spicy chicken sandwich. But taking a look at the landscape of chicken sandwiches on the market, you'll notice that there's way more diversity in how they prepare this classic craving than you might have originally thought. It's a chicken sandwich with some heat. How much could you possibly change? Turns out, a lot. From the breading and the spice blend to the buns and the toppings, there's clearly no consensus about what makes the perfect spicy chicken sandwich. Until today, my goal is to definitively find out the scientifically best spicy chicken sandwich. I'm gonna be testing 8 spicy chicken sandwiches from popular fast food chains: Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, and finally KFC, but also including some local favorites from here in Los Angeles: Dave's Hot Chicken and Howlin' Ray's. We wanted to include some local establishments that specialize in hot chicken sandwiches to see how they would differ from the larger chains. I feel like I should mention here that because some of these places allow you to choose from a range of how spicy you want your sandwich, we decided to keep it as equal as possible by asking for medium spice levels wherever it was offered. Each sandwich will be judged in 4 different categories on a scale of 1 to 5. First, the overall taste. Pretty self-explanatory. Second, the chicken, namely the actual quality of the chicken itself. Nobody wants to chew on rubber while their eyes are welling up from the heat. From there, we'll be looking at the toppings and how they add or take away from the overall experience of the sandwich. And finally, and most importantly, the spice. This part can get pretty subjective, so not only will I give a ranking based on how each spicy sandwich worked best for my tastes, I'll also be looking at the combination of peppers used, how the peppers are cooked in, whether in the breading, a sauce, or a dry rub on top, and how the overall spice journey is so that it's not all about more spicy equals better. In other words, does the spice hit you all at once and go away? Or do you get a wonderful roller coaster where it builds up slowly to a peak and then dies down before you go in for a second bite? Round 1, taste. Now that we've got all that squared away, it's time to get to testing. We're gonna be going down the line from left to right, starting with local favorite Howlin' Ray's. Howlin' Ray's uses a mixture of ghost pepper and habanero, so 2 really spicy peppers that they dust on top of the coating. So a lot of the spice is going to come from the ghost pepper and the habanero. So let's dig in. Oh god, that was very crispy. It was very crispy. But once I was able to actually go in again and take a bite of the complete sandwich, my initial reaction cooled down a bit. While the taste of the chicken and the spice was great, it was overwhelmingly pickly, so I had to knock it down to a 4. Popeyes had a tough act to follow and fell flat on its face. I gotta say, from a flavor overall,
kind of basic. We're gonna go with like a 2.
There was nothing in the sandwich that popped out to me from a flavor standpoint. The sauce was more sweet than spicy, and the pickles didn't provide much of a briny addition to the chicken. And if you thought Chick-fil-A would do any better, you'd be very wrong.
From a flavor standpoint, it's hard to get over the strong flavor of tomato and lettuce. It really overpowers the ensemble. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm gonna give it a 2 right there, and it's a pretty easy judgment for me.
I gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of Chick-fil-A. Now, I think it's overrated. The waffle fries, great. But their name is Chick-fil-A, not Waffle Fry A. Needless to say, I figured this would be rock bottom and that Burger King would be where the flavor started to bounce back, but,
this is really not good. This isn't bad.
honestly, it seemed like this episode was over before we even started, but finally, Wendy's of all places brought some life to the competition.
From a flavor standpoint, this is actually really good. Despite the mayo, the ghost pepper seasoning, the crispy onions, and sure you have the lettuce and the tomato, but the flavor of everything working together really goes together well. I'm really surprised because the mayo adds a little hint of freshness at the very front, and then you get all that spice and you're kind of eased into it. This is a 4. Wendy's ghost pepper chicken sandwich, this is a 4 from a flavor standpoint.
I may not be a huge fan of their burgers, but man, I know what I'll be getting every time I go to Wendy's from now on. McDonald's, on the other hand,
No. The potato bread is giving me flashbacks to Burger King. It's, again, dry, it's kind of tough to get through, and it immediately is what you taste. But then, once you get past that little hurdle, you get so much mayo in this spicy mayo sauce. I will say it packs a good amount of heat, but it's just mayo. It's mayo spicy. From everything else, it's just underwhelming. The tomato is really thick, and it adds a lot of flavor. The chicken gets completely lost in everything, and what you get is just mayo.
Yeah. Looks like Ronald and the King are going to be taking home the lowest ratings in this category. With only KFC and Dave's Hot Chicken left, it honestly started to seem a bit one-sided.
From a flavor standpoint, honestly, this is great. I wouldn't give it a 5 because I think it is a little one note, but it all comes together really well. This is a 4, easily.
Great showing for the Colonel. His bread was nice and soft, the pickles added just the right amount of brine, and the mayo complemented the chicken perfectly. Local chain Dave's, on the other hand,
I wanted to like this so much more than I do. So much more.
honestly, despite giving it a 2, ranking it higher than McDonald's and Burger King, this was the biggest disappointment. The chicken looked great. The colors in the sandwich were vibrant, and it had a diverse mixture of toppings from pickles and cheese to kale slaw. It was actually the only sandwich of the bunch to include kale, and the second with a slaw after Howlin' Rays. But the flavor, their choice of seasonings made it seem like I was licking a sweaty armpit. If that sounds bad, I guarantee you tasting it wasn't fun either, folks. Closing out the first round, Wendy's, KFC, and Howlin' Rays led the pack with 4 points each. Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, and Dave's Hot Chicken lagged behind with 2s, and Burger King and McDonald's were scraping the bottom of the barrel with 1 point each. Round 2, chicken. Looking at the taste and quality of the chicken in this round, honestly, I thought going into it that the rankings would stay pretty much the same. But I was quickly proven wrong by Popeyes, which redeemed itself once I isolated the chicken from the other components of the sandwich.
The breading is so good, and it's a nice, thick, chunky piece of chicken. I'm gonna go for a 5 with this chicken. It's not spicy, but if we're just looking at the chicken alone, oh boy, is this delicious.
Chick-fil-A continued to be lukewarm, coming in at a 3 for its chicken. It had an off-putting sweetness in the breading, and it was a tiny bit dry because it was on the thinner side. It wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't good. And while Burger King had a horrible first round, it also had a horrible second round.
The chicken is soggy, but it is so tough and dry that when you bite through the bread and get to it, you have to kind of rip it off. And that is the last thing you want with a spicy chicken sandwich.
Not a good day for the King. It ended up earning a 2 thanks to the passable breading. Wendy's continued the strong streak with a 4 alongside KFC, and McDonald's got itself a 3 to really make this category much more competitive. It was a weak 3, but it was a 3 nonetheless.
So the chicken breading has no spice in it whatsoever. It is soft, it's soggy, it's not dry, which is a nice welcome difference from the previous couple. There's a weird flavor in the breading that I can't quite put my finger on. It's a little pickly, almost briny.
Unfortunately, the disappointment with Dave just kept on coming.
It's well cooked. It's not dry, but it's also not juicy either. It's kind of just there, but that breading is horrendous. So I'm gonna give it.
Gotta say, so far, Howlin' Ray's is really putting the LA hot chicken game on its back. Round 3, toppings. This round saw some big winners and some big losers. Howlin' Ray's downfall in the first category ended up earning it some points in this one.
The pickles, however, are really good. I think that's what helps cut the spice level. So when it gets to that peak, the pickles come in and just slice it like a samurai. And I gotta say, that is a very, very good pickle. Toppings wise, this probably gets a 4 just because of the pickle.
KFC also came out of the gate strong with a 4, but Wendy's was the standout star for a unique topping here. Their ghost pepper crispy onions.
That crispy onion that is coated in ghost pepper is the greatest thing any of this has. I could go in for another bite and another bite very easily.
While all the others struggled with 1s and 2s, Dave's in particular incorporated a kale slaw that brought everything crashing down.
The kale slaw itself really takes so much away from the experience, and it doesn't help anything with the spice. If anything, I feel like it makes it worse because with the bitterness, my mouth is focusing on that and the spice alone.
You may have noticed that almost every sandwich on this list came with a pickle, but why? Well, pickles add a combination of acidity, which helps neutralize the alkaline capsaicin, as well as saltiness and even sweetness from the brine that helps cut through the heat and the fat from the rest of the sandwich. They're the perfect counterbalance to save you from tearing up from spice and pain with every bite. A lot of the weaker scores came down to just being unbalanced, not having the freshness or acidity of the pickle to cut the spicy mayos that the restaurants would slap onto their chickens. And for the places that elected to use tomato, why? Why would you do this? Sure, tomatoes are refreshing and can provide sweetness and some tang, but they don't deliver the right amount of acidity, like from a pickle. And with such a strong flavor, it completely ruins the ensemble. Even taking a cue from another food theory episode didn't help.
Nope. Even turning it upside down, all I get is tomato.
I do have to give a special shout out to Burger King here though, because the King went above and beyond to keep their losing streak going.
I'm gonna talk about the bread for a second here, because while all the other breads have been fine and not really a contributing factor or a detrimental factor, the bread here is horrendous. It is dry, it's falling apart, yet at the same time, it's all you taste, it's all you feel in your mouth.
Yeah, where every other sandwich had bread that ranged from good to completely incredible, this almost had BK coming out with 0. Instead, we'll just have to replace his crown with a super dry bread bun. Round 4, heat. Like
If it's gorgeous, you want stunning, beautiful.
Like I mentioned earlier, because spice is subjective, and what works for me spice-wise may not work for others who are more or less tolerant to heat than I am, I'm ranking these more on the spice journey, how the heat kicks in, giving weight to sandwiches that give a quick ramp up to a tolerable peak and then cooled off enough to go in for a second bite. What also factored into this was how the spicy peppers were implemented. In other words, was the spicy mayo better than the dry rub? This way, we were able to keep the subjectivity of preferred spice level out of it. The 3 big winners here were Wendy's, who's just been crushing it, Howlin' Ray's, and KFC. Interestingly, they all got their heat in different ways. Howlin' Ray's has a dry coating of their ghost and habanero peppers that goes on top of their regularly breaded chicken, and whatever they did from a heat perspective, it was awesome.
Wow, the taste of that is phenomenal, which is interesting because there's the spice. Oh, I didn't think it would be that bad at first. It gets a lot worse. It's a slow build. But then it goes away very quickly. That's actually the most impressive thing. It went to a peak super quickly, but then it kind of mellowed out.
Wendy's incorporates their ghost pepper straight into the breading of their chicken and adds to it with the delicious ghost pepper crispy onions. Seriously, I can't stop raving about how good those were. More than that, the heat from everything involved worked together like a symphony of heat.
Everything works together to get to a very nice peak, and it goes away. Doesn't go away as much as Howlin' Ray's. I think the toppings have a lot to do with that there, but it's manageable throughout. I could go in for another bite and another bite very easily. Man, Wendy's, You got something right there. I'm gonna go in for another bite. I'm not even mad at the tomato. That's impressive.
And then there's KFC, which uses a spicy mayo to top their chicken.
There's a good hit of cayenne in here. It's not a burn flavor. It's not a spice that makes you have to pause after every bite. I'm not a fan of the mayo, but I am a fan of the spice.
All of them provided excellent heat that hit you perfectly and then subsided just in time for you to go in for more. The big takeaway for this category, though, is that the dry rubs of powder like Howlin' Ray's did have a tendency to be a bit front-loaded, and without being cooked or mixed into the sauce, they tiptoed into the realms of tasting like battery acid, which wasn't ideal. Still packed a punch, and did so in a very manageable way, but when you're out looking for spicy chicken sandwiches, probably best to stick to ones with sauces or with the heat fried right into the breading of the chicken.
So, now that I've gone through and just absolutely massacred every single spicy chicken sandwich here, I mean, look at this, I'm a barbarian. It's time to go through and tally up all the scores to figure out which spicy chicken sandwich was best.
Now, it only felt right to give 2 different final rankings. This is a spicy chicken episode after all, so it makes sense to give you which one I deemed to be the spiciest one straight from my gut as opposed to my brain. If you're looking for the best sweat on your lip, tear-inducing spicy chicken sandwich, that title goes to Howlin' Ray's hands down. You saw it as soon as I took a bite. It took me a second to recover once it hit. Best part about it for all you other spice heads, that was a medium. There's not 1, not 2, but 3 levels of heat above this. If you ever find yourself in sunny LA, you have to make time for the sandwich. I actually went back and had the hot version of the sandwich after we filmed this episode, and whoo boy, let me tell you, it almost got the best of me. But it was so delicious, I had to finish it. I wanted to try the extreme heat, but you can only do it once you've eaten their other heat levels and signed a waiver. Needless to say, it's still on my bucket list. If you're not looking to take a plane just for a sandwich though, the heat from Wendy's Ghost Pepper is definitely a worthy runner-up. Putting my gut aside and whipping out the calculator, it was time to look at how all the points for the sandwiches added up. In a spicy twist, there was actually a tie for second place. Howlin' Ray's and KFC ended up with 20 points. Both had strong numbers across the board, so it only felt right to break this tie by going back to the drawing board, or the calculator. See, it made sense to break the tie by finding which sandwich gave you the best spice at the nicest price. It wasn't as simple as just looking at the price tag though, since Howlin' Ray's boasted one that was double KFC's, and it felt wrong to dock it points just for that. So we decided to measure the weight of the chicken in each sandwich to calculate the spicy chicken per dollar spent, and that's when the gap between them really emerged. With both of their heat ranks being equal, it was Howlin' Ray's price point and KFC just having more chicken in their sandwich that separated them. With both of their heat ranks being equal, this landed Howlin' Ray's squarely in third place with the bronze and KFC holding the silver in second. And in first place, none other than Mother Cluckin' Wendy's. As soon as I tasted this bad boy, I knew this was gonna be ranking high. It had a delicious, balanced, and complex flavor with great texture as well, thanks to those crispy onions. While the chicken itself may not have been the crispiest, it was propped up by the rest of the topping. Across the board, the Little Redhead stomped the competition and ended up with 26 points. And whatever you do, stay far, far away from Burger King, which landed itself in last place with 8 points. Sorry, BK, but the numbers don't lie. It honestly had nothing going for it. Not only did it have the second most expensive sandwich of the bunch, it also had the worst ratio of chicken in the sandwich. The bread alone was enough for it to come dead last, if you ask me. So, there you have it. If heat is what you're looking for, hop on a plane for LA so you can try Howlin' Ray's. But when it comes to the overall best spicy chicken sandwich, look no further than Wendy's. Not only did it have the best spice per dollar value, it also just had an amazing flavor and became my favorite right away. In the end, despite going up against chains who specialize in chicken, good old Wendy's showed that she won't chicken out. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. If you enjoyed this episode, then definitely make sure you go back and watch the original chicken sandwich episode right here to find out which sandwich has the loudest crisp and the most calories per dollar to fill your stomach right up. And from here on out, loyal theorists, I'll see you next week.
This President's Day, feel the freedom to style your space with modular sectionals starting at $6.99.
Everywhere you look online right now, we're seeing variations of the same video.
Ordering every single fast food burger.
Every single fast food burger. Every single burger.
Every major fast food burger.
Everybody trying every burger from every restaurant. But seriously, who has time for all that? We here at Theorist are all about, and I'm gonna be doing it in one big bite. That's why today we've concocted a new, unholy creation that the internet has never seen before. A single burger formed from mixing together all the elements of all the most popular joints across America. A Frankenstein's monster of a creation. A Frankenburger, to use my friend Sophia Nygaard's terminology. It is the distillation of the perfectly average burger. But what's it gonna taste like? And what secrets will we learn along the way in creating this puppy? Hope you're hungry, friends, because we've got a beef with beef.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, where today we're serving up a quarter pounder with knowledge. Save the cheese for another day. So, I don't know if you've noticed this recently across YouTube.com, but a lot of content today seems to be focused around this idea of going to every drive-thru ever. Well, my friends, Food Theory wanted to be a part of that trend, and then we thought, you know what? We don't got time for that. So instead, what if we did it the Food Theory way? What if we did it the smarter way? What if we went to one of each of the major fast food drive-in restaurants across America and fused all of their burgers together into one average fast food burger? The ultimate burger.
The ultimate average fast food burger.
Right, like basically if you took like the high highs and the low lows and fused them together, who is your C-average student?
I'm very excited for this.
As you should be. I am too.
There's a lot of excitement for me. I have not eaten today. And you know me, I get very cranky.
Oh, he is a hungry boy.
Oof.
He's got big muscles that need a lot of energy.
You can't see them in this jacket that I'm busting out of.
Yeah, don't flex too hard. I don't want to bust through that quality Theory wear new FNAF merchandise, which is available via the merch shelf down below.
Nice plug. Damn, that was smooth.
I have practice. So goal one here is to just get a general lay of the land and not just identify who's got the best fast food burger, because that's been done to death. Oh no, friends, in true Food Theory style, we are overthinking this to a critical level. Fast food will never be the same. Let me introduce you to the contenders for today's episode, and then you can point out the ones that you haven't experienced before. So we've got yourself, you know, your mainstream boys. You got your McDonald's, your Burger Kings, your Wendy's. We've got kind of your guys that have really surged onto the scene over the last couple of years, which is Five Guys. You got that ultimate classic, Sonic, fastest thing alive. You've got Hardee's or Carl's Jr., depending on where in the country you are. You've got Culver's, which is another one of those boys that looks like it's kind of surging through the rankings. And lastly, we have our regional favorite, which is Cookout. If we were filming this over on the West Coast, this would have been In-N-Out, but because we're filming this one in North Carolina, we thought Cookout was a good example of that.
I'm a creature of habit as well, so whenever I do have my cheat day that I have like fast food and I go all out, went bankrupt circa 2005. And so I'm really excited to try most of these.
All right, so the way this recipe is going to break down is in 3 separate phases. Phase number 1, what you've seen on YouTube 1,000 times before. We're going to try all the different burgers and just give our general assessment of the food. Then for phase 2,
we're gonna look under the hood and look at the individual components of each burger. So we're gonna look at the bun, we're gonna look at the patty, we're gonna look at the toppings.
Basically deconstructing the burger so we can get an analytical assessment of who's got the best individual elements there. And then finally in phase 3, the monstrosity comes to life. We take all the buns, we take all the patties, we take all the toppings and fuse them together into one beautiful, beastly, disgustingly wonderful burger, the Frankenburger. Probably should have done this on Halloween. So without any further ado, I'm hungry, he's hungry, his muscles need feeding. Let's get to tasting. All right, let's just work our way down the line with a standard and a classic here, the quarter pounder with cheese. Now, Santi, what was the rationale for choosing these particular burgers?
So we wanted to make sure to equalize them across the board. We stuck with one patty. All of these will have onions, pickles, and the condiments that come as is. But because McDonald's has such an iconic sauce in the Big Mac sauce, we will be experiencing that here.
Classic, iconic. I'm actually not a quarter pounder with cheese guy. If I'm going to McDonald's, I'm getting a single hamburger with only ketchup and pickle. That's it.
Oh, we can't beat these.
So this is really interesting. Usually when I'm eating burgers, I don't get the onions on them because the onion dominates the flavor of the burger. Yeah, I'm getting onion, I'm getting the Thousand Island. Everything else is kind of getting lost in the sauce.
Well, you know, as it is, Big Mac sauce does not have Thousand Island in it.
Get out of here!
So the tang that most people think is Thousand Island comes from the white and the pickle juice.
Wait, so what is McDonald's special sauce?
They're good. It is mayonnaise, yellow mustard, the mustard, but keep it to yellow mustard, white wine vinegar, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, pickle juice, and relish. And what you want to do is really finely dice onions, mix it all in there. There you go, you got a Big Mac sauce.
How do you know that?
Because I make my own Big Mac sauce.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those things. People think that ketchup goes into it, but it doesn't. The red hue comes from the paprika. So if you ever see out there someone saying, oh, I got a Big Mac recipe, and they bust out the ketchup, they're wrong.
Next up is the Whopper. There's no onion.
It's in the mayo. It's kind of hidden in there.
Oh, interesting. So because of the mayo, I actually don't get the onion on this in the same way that I got the onion on the quarter pounder.
And it's funny because all I get is mayo. I feel the crunch of the pickle and the flavor of the meat, which I will say I do like.
I would agree. The mayo dominates the entire flavor of this, as well as that flame grilled flavoring that you get that is iconic at Burger King. It is an actual seasoning or some additive that's added into this to make it taste flame grilled.
So we've been dunking quite a bit on Burger King over the last couple of episodes, and this one is no exception. Santi and I both remembered having heard at some point in our lives that the flame grilling flavor of a Burger King burger is actually an artificial seasoning added onto it after the fact. But we did some research and we actually found that the flame grill taste actually does come from real flame grilling. Statements from previous employees do verify that they take the frozen patties and cook them over a flame grill. Burger King even did a whole ad campaign to tell people that there isn't some sort of secret to their iconic taste. It is truly just real fire. So this time, I guess we owe Burger King an apology. It is the only time that I'll ever offer that creepy face an apology. Ugh, it's the stuff of nightmares.
Wendy's.
Excited for the square patty.
Yeah, the flavor is off the bun, my friend. I probably shouldn't keep handing them to you. I'm sure you don't want my hands all up in your business.
I love it, but you can have. Never mind.
Okay, let's move on. See? This is by far the least flavorful, the lowest quality bun, and overall just kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't love it. All right, next up, Five Guys. Now this one is a bit of an outlier because this is the only one not available through a drive-thru, right? All the other guys here are like you could run through a drive-thru and get it really easily. Five Guys is more of a fast casual, but because it surged on a lot of people's lists recently because it was on our healthiest fast food burger that we did a couple weeks ago, felt like it should be included here.
I remember Five Guys when it was just starting out,
Yeah.
kind of. And maybe not just starting out, but
Sure.
just starting to hit the scene. I went there once and never went back there again because of how they served their fries. Dump it in the bag.
Wait, you never went there again because of that? What is wrong?
Because it was
with
grease.
you?
They gave you a bag
Yeah.
full of fries
Yeah.
and grease at the bottom where the burger was like wrapped. So by the time you get to the burger, your hands are disgustingly greasy. The fries are just all over and the bag of grease. It's a bag of grease.
Oh my gosh, that's the best part of Five Guys is the baglers.
1 hour later.
And so you get like triple the amount of fries that you paid for as a bonus. It's so exciting. Like I look inside the bag and I'm like, wow, look at how many fries I've gotten that I didn't pay for.
No.
It's like free fries.
I need a fry receptacle. I can't just have them free in the bag with no worries. No. I want them worried in a little cardboard thing.
Agree to disagree, I guess, here. It is so much more flavorful and so much more explosive in your mouth compared to anything else. And even though there's mayo and onion on here, I feel there's a lot better balance of those flavors
Yes.
than any of the burgers that we've had so far. Yeah, this is cool. I like that. Well done. All right, now into the back half, and this is a territory where Santi's not familiar, so this is pretty exciting right here. We got Sonic. Huh. That's really interesting.
That pickle. That's all I'm getting.
There's like nothing here. Same flavor combination as all the other guys, but I'm not getting a whole lot of flavor at all, period. Yeah, there's mayo, but it's not really giving me any flavor. Yeah, there's onions, but it's not really giving me anything. Yeah, there's meat, but again, kind of flavorless. I can feel the mayo, like from a textural standpoint, I know it's there. I feel the creaminess that it's delivering to the burger, but when it comes to flavor, there's just no flavor here.
No,
It's shocking.
not a strong start for the ones I did.
Well, maybe you don't know them for a reason, right?
True.
Because Sonic, like I said, not necessarily known for its burgers per se. Hardee's, on the other hand, it has the meats.
Right.
I mean, that's Arby's, but at the end of the day, Hardee's, you look across their menu, They got two things. They got a bunch of big burgers and they got a bunch of chicken sandwiches. And that is what they are known for.
And they have a thick burger.
Yeah, their whole thing is the thick burger. Hard bun. This feels like the bad version of the Burger King burger.
Yes.
It has the same like flame grilled style that it's going for, but 1,000 times less good.
AJ and I both picked up on this flavor profile. It turns out that it's largely thanks to the so-called charcoal-broiled cooking that Hardee's does with their patties. A process similar to the flame grilling of Burger King, but using char rock broilers. Essentially, with these broilers, you can put charcoal or lava rocks underneath to enhance the cooking and flavor of the burger. As fat from the patty drips onto the rocks, the smoke that rises back up should be rich in flavor, getting infused into the meat. But because Hardee's is probably trying to remain as cost-efficient as possible with their process, the charcoal that they're using might not be the highest quality or might be used a little bit past its prime, thereby giving the patties here the unfortunate flavor that we witnessed.
Charbroiled thick burger, more like charbroiled ick burger. I'll get better at these, I swear.
So already you can see like this guy is definitely hanging off the bun with its flavor. I'm getting actual flavor from the meat. Whoa! Shocking. Everyone at this point, I can actually taste the burger and it tastes like meat. This feels like something that I cooked on the grill and then I slapped onto a bun and I can taste the actual like realness of the meat, the cook of the meat. Like that's cool. And last but certainly not least is the local favorite cookout.
I like onion, I don't like it that much.
It is a lot of onion.
This is the first burger outside of the like charbroiled and flame, out of the charbroiled and flame grilled that the meat itself is well seasoned. And you don't find that a lot with fast food burgers just because they just make them, sear them, and that's it. And they rely on the condiments and the other toppings. But this meat is actually well seasoned.
Yeah, it is.
And that makes it much more enjoyable. It makes it seem much more homemade than all the other ones.
I tend not to get a whole lot of burgers from Cookout.
This though has changed my mind. I might be dipping into burgers more often there, because this is solid. I like this. All right, so with our first wave of taste tests down, we got 8 burgers. Give me your ranking, as someone who has never tasted any of these before.
Okay, well, easy dead last place, Hardee's. Wow. Sonic, I will put, sorry, second to last. I'm gonna put Wendy's in that spot. So this is where it gets a little bit harder.
Sure.
I think Culver's will have to go here with Burger King. These were kind of middle of the road. I did like Burger King more than I remembered.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to put Five Guys. Yeah. Well, I just for me it's the nostalgia of the quarter pounder.
See, I was gonna say, I think you were letting your nostalgia blind you to this one.
But I do think the balance and kind of the sweetness of this just is in a different league than the other one. Quarter pounder. And I'm actually gonna put Cookout because of the meat and just because of that, right there. A little bit too much onion, but I'm gonna put Cookout right above.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is wild. Congratulations to Cookout as the hometown hero.
Right? So, yeah, I think this is the ranking I feel most comfortable with. I feel sad about McDonald's.
I don't think you have to feel sad about McDonald's at all. I think they're doing just fine.
I feel like I've betrayed them.
It's all right. You know what? Way to support a hometown hero.
Yeah.
The local upstart.
I gotta say though, In-N-Out, that has nothing on In-N-Out. I know I'm that guy.
Oh, he's being one of those California guys who stands In-N-Out way too hard.
It's the truth.
It's fine. The burgers are decent, the fries are terrible.
That is not true.
That is so definitively true.
No.
The fries let down that entire restaurant.
The thing about In-N-Out is you have to get the fries well done.
The fact that no. The fact that you're already saying that I have to do something special with the fries to make them palatable is not okay. It should not be on me as the consumer to make your product better.
But that's the entire point of the place. You gotta find your customization for your food. You gotta find your customization for your fries. You like them well done, extra toasty, salted, no salt. You gotta do all of that. And that's the great thing about In-N-Out. And that's why it's #1.
As far as my rankings go, though, In-N-Out accepted, I have to agree with these 4 right here. As you were saying it, I'm like, yep. 100%. Very clear division between the bottom half and the top half. For the top, I will say You know, for me, McDonald's, very solid, standard burger. When I want a burger though, I want it to be umami flavored. I don't want a whole lot of sweetness. So I feel like McDonald's, safe middle option. As I said when I was ranking it, you know, that flame broiled flavoring that they put on there, I like that better. So I'd always opt for a Burger King if they were just a little bit faster. And then between Cookout and Five Guys, really like the Cookout. Stood out to me a lot more than I expected it to, but a little bit too much onion, and the condiments weren't really mixing in as well as I would have liked, which means that Five Guys, the definitive #1 for my rankings.
I ain't mad at it.
But again, I love the fact that we both agree there's a very strong division between the bottom 4 and the top 4.
And let's see if that pick them apart.
I look at this table and it makes me so happy because this is what I've envisioned for this episode. Anyone can do a fast food taste test and rank their burgers. Not everyone is gonna break it down by the component and tell you which is best based on each individual ingredients. This is type A to the max, which satisfies my little control-ridden heart so much. So since we've already tasted all these, we can speed through most of it, I feel like. But, because we also have to do this like 4 times around the block. But I think the best way to do this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the best way to do this is to tackle each individual component down the line, one at a time, so we get back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I'm fully agreed.
Sam,
Yes.
did you write Wendy's nuts? You did. You did get them. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm glad our team is so professional at all the time. That is bread. Totally fine. Which brings us to BK. That's fascinating. Wendy's nuts. There you go. And it's not a really pleasant flavor.
No.
Ooh, okay, this is Five Guys?
Five Guys.
Okay, Five Guys.
It's not as like bready. It's more full of a flavor, I would say, than the Burger King bun.
Next up, Sonic. He can really move. He's got an attitude, but does he have the buns?
Does he have the buns or is this just cheeks? This bun is a nothing burger. It really is.
Welcome.
Crunch.
Welcome, Marty's. Here, let me just break this cracker in 2. Wow.
Oh my god. It's like jerky. It's like bread jerky.
It's bread jerky. It is. This is so bad. Follow me up with some Culvers, please. The butter isn't making as big of a difference as I would expect, but I can get it. Cookout, a top performer in our collective burger assessment. I mean, it's a bun. Looking at the patty, I'm very intrigued about how all the patties look and feel.
Yeah. This is really weird, but it tastes very like pickly, like it's been brined.
All right, let's go into BK.
That's good patty.
It's a good patty. Next up, Wendy's.
Well, it's criminal how unseasoned this is.
There's nothing on this.
No.
Okay, next up, Five Guys.
It's a better version of Wendy's.
Yes.
It is better seasoned. I can taste that.
Sonic.
Is that cow?
No.
No.
No, it's not.
It's like, it's gamey. It's gamey. That is not.
It's not beef. It's not beef.
No.
That is it is so fundamentally different from everything else.
This one was a surprise, to say the least. Thanks to Sam behind the camera and his lightning fingers, we figured out that since 2018, Sonic's been implementing mushrooms into their beef blend. Sonic says that this move was to increase the flavor of the patty, mixing the umami of the mushrooms with the umami of the beef. They also said that this was to remain more eco-friendly, since using less beef would lead to less cows and overall less greenhouse gas production. Is that true, or is it just a bunch of marketing spin to cover up a cheaper patty? It's probably the latter, but without knowing their actual production pipeline and the costs associated with that, we can't really make the judgment call. Regardless, this blend gave the patty an overall gaminess that was not our favorite.
So we've done the major components of the burger so far. We've done the patties, we've done the buns. Now I think we just do collectively the toppings, right? Pickles and condiments and onions.
Let's do it.
All in one fell swoop. So without any further ado, let's start with the McDonald's, which has the smooth pickle. It is so sweet. The pickles are not that like briny flavor that you expect of pickle. It is sweet. BK. Whoa.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Is that so salty?
It is unbelievably salty. Wendy's.
I like the onion, which is mild.
It's so mild. Onion here, kind of a middle ground between the Wendy's and McDonald's. Sonic, the unexpected child of this.
It's a very young pickle.
It's yep. You can taste the age of that pickle.
Oh yeah.
It's figuring itself out.
It's not a phase, Mom, it's a lifestyle.
Whew, with all of that out of the way, we now have the best and worst of all your fast food burgers. We have our top contenders when combined. We have your best individual elements across the board, hands down. We've solved it. But what if you merge them all into one? What if you took all 8 of these restaurants and fused them together Super Saiyan style to create one massive mega burger that represented them all? The Lord of all burgers, but actually it's a mid-tier burger, because again, you're taking an average of everything. The median burger, that's what we've got. Santi, are you ready?
I wish I could say I was, but I have to be.
Oh, it's time. It's time to make a Frankenburger.
Santi, I liked you doing the
I
Dragon Ball thing.
Oh wait, did you do the Dragon Ball
I
thing?
did.
Oh, I missed it. Oh.
I did. When you said Dragon Ball Z, I was like,
Oh man. Here, I'll fuse with you. Right?
Ah, yay. Where is it? Where is it?
Wait, it's hard to find. That's why they had to practice
Hey,
a lot.
we did it.
I don't know if the kids get that anymore.
I'm sure it's
Dragon Ball Z is old school. Frankenburger, final taste test. Look at it! Look at this monstrosity! Oh, it is a thing of beauty and also a thing to be feared, my friends. 8 fast food burgers, all combined into this.
What I'm curious about is what layer to me will be the most overpowering, whether it's the bun or the condiments or the patty. I'm very curious to dig into this. I don't want to look at it straight on. It's kind of like an eclipse.
And we did our best with the bun. Obviously, you can't re-bake a bun. You can't re-bake bread. So here it is.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a Thanksgiving turkey right here. Oh, look at that.
Oh, it is a thing of beauty. Yeah, keep it together.
I'm trying to keep it together, man. I'm really trying.
Oh, buddy. That is a hefty boy.
Wrapping my mouth around this is gonna be a mission. Yeah, no, I heard it. I heard it just now.
Wrapping your mouth around it. Here we go. Here we go. Need to read.
Somehow, it got so much sweeter.
It is unbelievably sweet. Shocking how sweet this is.
Yeah, once you're done with the sweetness of the bread, the sauces, the condiments, all that sweeter. The pickle, sweet. The patty, sweet.
Very odd. I'm not sure why that's the thing that's cutting through.
And I think when you mix everything together, especially the condiments, there's the stronger flavors get drowned out by the mayonnaise. Much like get lost completely. Yep. I can taste more than anything the Culver red onion, which is the sweetest of the ones that we have.
I think you're right. The mayonnaise is doing a lot here to cancel out any of the stronger flavors. Is that sweet pickle? Is that sweet bun? Is that sweet meat?
This was probably the biggest surprise of the day. Not every one of us could have expected so much sweetness to cut through this abomination of a burger. After doing some research, though, the answer became perfectly clear. Working our way from the top, the buns themselves were all varying levels of sweet. McDonald's, for instance, admits that they add a small amount of sugar to their buns. Wendy's falls into a similar boat. They changed their bun recipe back in 2016 and have also leaned into the sweetness to balance out the savory flavors of the rest of the burger. Most of the buns that we tried out here follow the same profile, so it makes sense that thinly slicing and mashing together 9 separate sweet breads would give us an overall sweeter flavor. The meat, meanwhile, seems to fall into a sort of circle of life situation, where the cow ends up tasting exactly like what it was fed. See, commodity beef, or the beef that's quickly produced and distributed at a massive scale, doesn't tend to be fed the tippy top of luxury ingredients. This stuff is no Wagyu, my friends. There's no classical music or massages for these cows. Instead, they're fed things like soy, sugars, corn, which, when processed, gives the cow's meat a sweeter flavor than grass-fed beef. Taking a look at the ingredients for the burgers we used, none of them claim to use grass-fed beef. Sure, there's a lot of 100% Angus or 100% beef or 100% all natural, but that's 100% meaningless when it comes to what they're actually feeding the cows. So in the process of deconstructing and reconstructing the patties, we were left with the suboptimally fed sweet beef underneath. Really makes you think twice about what me and Santi just shoveled into our mouths for the better part of 3 hours.
But if I can say one thing, is that despite the monstrosity, despite the layers of bread and everything else, this is still better than Hardee's burger as a whole.
Here's the thing, looking at this, I would place this as a solid 5, right? Which is exactly where it needed to be, because it's the average burger. Mission accomplished! We did it! Well done, sir.
Oh, this is great.
I think mission accomplished. The Frankenburger, if you truly want to understand what the median burger is in the fast food landscape, it is just a very sweet, neutral burger. That's it.
Yeah.
I did not anticipate that. And again, that's one of those fascinating things about food and flavor science that, we continue to explore and investigate here in Food Theories. I look forward to doing something like this again.
Heck yeah.
What do you think, average chicken sandwich next time?
Oh, I mean, we were saying there's so many ways to go, and I'd love to hear what everybody wants, because we could do fries, we could get a fryer, we could do chicken nuggets, or we could do the whole Happy Meal. There's a lot of different directions we can take.
Wow, so let us know down in the comments below. Santi, congratulations on this one. This is a definite win. This has been a joy to go on this little ride with you. So, in the meantime, my friend, remember, it's just a theory, a food theory. Bon appetit.
Speaking of mixing and blending products into something great, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor for today's video, Opera. This isn't just an ungodly mishmash of questionable flame-broiled seasoning and mushroom patties. Opera is a browser that has it all in a sleek, modern, and dynamic interface. It's faster and safer than default browsers. It's also fully featured for privacy and security. That way you feel safe no matter what you're doing online, whether it's looking up where the nearest dozen burger joints are or searching the best ways to recombobulate meat. Trust me, you're gonna want your built-in ad blocker for those searches. The thing that I love most, though, is Opera's Tab Island feature. I'm not exaggerating when I say that I will easily rack up dozens of different tabs when I'm researching, whether it's the must-have burgers or optimizing pickup routes so that my road fries don't become too cold. The Tab Islands feature allows me to arrange different tabs into organized groups so I don't have to frantically click through one by one to find the current script that I was last working on. And as I open similar tabs, they all get grouped together automatically, so I can just keep flowing without having to worry about organizing it as I go. And honestly, that's what's so cool about Opera. It's all about making it fit your individual workflow and your individual online needs. So the modular design that adapts as I add features or open tabs, it's a perfect fit for the way that I'm using it. Aria, the native AI, it's just the perfect bun on top of this juicy patty of a browser. With it, you can find clear answers instantly. And since it's connected to the web, you can get real-time information in just a few clicks. I gotta be honest, this browser is life-changing and time-saving for any theorists out there. So if you want your browser to be as fast as your food, make sure to use my link below to download Opera today. Once again, thank you to Opera for sponsoring this video, and honestly for making the research for these episodes go a lot easier and a lot smoother. And as always, see you all next week.
Purina Cat Chow for cats of all ages.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, and welcome to the North Carolina State Fair. Now, the State Fair is a tradition all across America, and what is even more iconic than the State Fair is actually the food that you find at the State Fair. Now, there's multiple members of Team Theorists that have never been to a State Fair before, especially this guy right here, Food Theory Creative Director Santi.
Hello.
Santi, why have you never been to a state fair? What are you doing with your life?
Well, so I grew up overseas, and I didn't grow up somewhere that had states. I grew up on a small island, so.
It is hard to have a state fair when you don't have states. That is very true. So today we're subjecting Santi to his first ever state fair, and what better introduction to all wonderful things fair than subjecting him to some of the strangest, scariest foods that the fair has to offer. I hold in my hand deep-fried peanut butter pickles topped with powdered sugar and chocolate sauce. And that is just one of 20 different foods that we're gonna get through by the end of the day today. Our goal, our mission, is to scientifically calculate the single best, scary, weird, fair food that you can get in your local area. How you feel about that, Santi?
Honestly, I'm terrified, especially now seeing all the different foods that we have around us that we're gonna be trying. I don't know how any of these flavors will work.
Yeah.
So So I'm really interested in trying them and then seeing why these things might actually work.
So that, my friend, is our goal today. What is the scientifically best fair food for your dollar when you come to the state fair? So wish us luck. I think we have 5 other foods waiting for us at the picnic table over there that the rest of Team Theorist has gathered for round number 1. It's gonna be a weird, interesting breakfast, let me tell you.
For this gut-punching experience, we tested 15 different iconic dishes, starting with round 1 here in a minute. But obviously,
Je charge un boulet de canon. Œil rouge. Tirez sur le baril. Je charge une boîte à mitraille. Ne les laissez pas vous attraper. Préparez-vous. L'œil rouge approche. Ne les laissez pas vous attraper! Ils arrivent! Préparez les défenses! Préparez les défenses! Cannibale! Aidez-moi! Tirez sur le baril! Ils arrivent! Bombardier! Ils arrivent! Bombardier! Œil rouge! Je charge une boîte à mitraille! Ils arrivent! L'œil rouge approche! Les cannibales arrivent! arrivent. Les yeux rouges s'approchent. Œil rouge! L'œil rouge approche! Aidez-moi! Qu'est-ce qu'ils t'ont fait? Achevez-le!
Aidez-moi, mon père.
Ils arrivent, ils arrivent! Ils arrivent, ils arrivent! Ils arrivent! Ils arrivent! À l'aide! Bombardier! L'œil rouge approche!
Ces voix, elles deviennent plus fortes.
À l'aide! Je charge une boîte à mitraille!
Aidez-moi, mon père.
Les cannibales arrivent!
Je ne me sens pas très bien, mon père.
Ils arrivent, ils arrivent, ils arrivent! Aidez-moi!
Ces voix deviennent plus fortes. Ces voix.
Allez-y!
Elles deviennent plus fortes. Je ne me sens pas très bien à mon
Ils arrivent! Ils arrivent!
Bereitet die Verteidigung vor! Komm her, mein Sohn. Ich werde dich sehen. Komm her, mein Sohn.
Je charge une boîte à mitraille!
Komm her, mein Sohn. Ich werde dich sehen.
Ne les laissez pas vous attraper! Je charge une boîte à mitraille!
À l'aide! Such Deckung hinter der Barrikade! Ich brauche
En avant! Mettez-vous en rang! Ils arrivent! Ils arrivent! Ils arrivent! Ils arrivent!
Ich blute aus!
Je charge un coup de canon! Ils arrivent! Ils arrivent. Ils arrivent. Allez, allez, allez. Préparez les défenses. Allez, allez, allez. Bombardier! Je charge une boîte à mitraille! Ne les laissez pas vous attraper! Ne les laissez pas vous attraper! Je saigne! Ils arrivent! Ils arrivent! Je charge une boîte à mitraille! Chargez le canon! Préparez-vous! Je charge un petit canon! Feu! Allez-y! Je charge une boîte à mitraille! Aidez-nous! Aidez-moi! Allez-y! Ils arrivent! Ils arrivent! Les yeux rouges s'approchent! Bombardier! ils arrivent. Ils arrivent. Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous exorciser de ces mots. Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous faire une bénédiction. Ces démons vous ont bien eu. Ne bougez pas. Restez tranquille, je dois vous soigner. Monsieur, c'est ce que j'ai, mais ça devrait... À l'aide! Monsieur, des barricades! Ceci apaisera la douleur, mais pas les brûler. Ils arrivent! Mais qu'est-ce qu'ils t'ont fait? Archivez-le! Préparez-vous, mettez-vous en rang! Œil rouge! Direct sur le baril! Préparez les défenses! Maintenant! Gare à vous! J'ai besoin de soins! Je ne me sens pas très bien, mon frère. Je suis blessé! Revenez en arrière! Ces démons vous ont bien eu. Revenez en arrière! Ils arrivent! Monsieur! Ceci apaisera la douleur, mais pas les brûlures. Soyez prudents. Vous devriez être prêt à combattre maintenant. Laissez ça guérir. Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi. Venez, mon frère. Tire sur le baril! Ces voix deviennent plus fortes. Laissez-moi vous exorciser de ça. Restez tranquille, ceci apaisera la douleur, c'est pas les brûlures. Soyez tranquille. Restez tranquille, je dois vous soigner. Restez tranquille, je dois vous soigner. Ceci apaisera la douleur, mais pas les brûlures.
Je suis blessé!
Ils arrivent. Prenez soin de vous.
Ils arrivent! Allez, allez, allez!
Ces voix deviennent plus fortes. Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous exorciser de ces voix. Laissez-moi vous exorciser de ces voix. Ces démons vous ont bien eu. Ne bougez pas. Monsieur, vous êtes blessé. Laissez-moi vous... Ne bougez pas. Ça risque de...
Revenez en arrière! Écartez-vous!
Préparez-vous.
Poussez-vous!
Mais...
Achevez-le!
Ils arrivent. Ils arrivent. Je dois vous soigner. Monsieur, vous êtes blessé. Ceci apaisera la douleur, mais pas les brûlures. Soyez prudents.
Allez-y!
Vous devriez être prêt à combattre maintenant. Laissez ça guérir.
En avant! Je charge une poignée. Ils arrivent. Mettez-vous en rang. Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous faire une bénédiction. Cannibale! Allez, allez! Mettez-vous en rang. Cannibale! Mettez-vous en rang. Ceci apaisera la douleur, mais pas les brûlures. Soyez prudents. Infanterie, préparez vos baïonnettes. Préparez-vous à les massacrer. Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous faire une bénédiction. Ils arrivent. Ils arrivent. Revenez en arrière. Ils arrivent. Mettez-vous en rang. Je charge une boîte à mitraille. Feu!
Lade einen Kanisterschuss! Helft uns!
Direkt zu den Marines.
Feuer! Lade einen Kanisterschuss! Lade einen Kanisterschuss! Feuer!
Mettez-vous en rang. J'arrive, j'arrive. Mettez-vous en rang. Ils arrivent. Ne les laissez pas vous attraper. Mettez-vous en rang. Je charge une boîte à mitraille. Ils arrivent. Je saigne. Je charge une boîte à mitraille.
Je ne me sens pas très bien, mon père. Ces voix deviennent plus fortes.
Préparez-vous à les massacrer. Mettez-vous en rang. L'œil rouge approche. Mettez-vous en rang. Line up, men! They're coming!
Verteidigung vor!
Line up, men!
Wir haben euch übel mitgespielt.
Ils arrivent!
Bereitet die Verteidigung vor! Pass auf dich auf, Soldat.
Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous exorciser de ces mots.
Line up, men! Line up, men!
Ist jetzt einer von ihnen! Passt auf euch auf!
Be ready to take them down! Be ready to take them down!
Helft mir!
Be ready to take them down!
you! Infantry! Ready your bayonet!
Préparez-vous. Ils arrivent.
Coming! You! Infantry! Ready your bayonet!
Go!
Line up, men! Line up, men! I'm bleeding out! I'm bleeding out! No!
Préparez-vous.
Revenez en arrière! Aidez-nous!
Préparez les défenses.
Line up, men! Loading round shot! They're coming!
Préparez les défenses.
Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous exorciser de ces maux. Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous faire une bénédiction.
Bewegt euch nicht. Diese Unholde haben uns Du solltest wieder kampfbereit sein.
Préparez-vous. Line up, men! The red eyes are near! Préparez-vous! Ils arrivent! Mettez-vous en rang! Shoot the wall with the barrel! Line up, men! Ne les laissez pas vous attraper! Poussez-vous! Laissez-moi vous faire une bénédiction. They're coming! Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous faire une bénédiction. Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous exorciser de ça.
Das sollte reichen.
Ils arrivent. Help me! Go, go, go!
Aidez-moi!
Ils arrivent! Aidez-nous!
Bewegt euch nicht. Ich muss euch helfen, Herr.
Venez, mon frère.
Be ready to take them
Laissez-moi
down!
vous exorciser de ces
You, infantry, ready your bayonet! They're coming! Allez-y! Ils arrivent! Move out! Be ready to take them down! Don't let them grab you!
Venez, mon frère.
I see him,
Laissez-moi vous
Lighter!
faire une bénédiction.
He's a cannibal now! Watch out! Les cannibales maintenant! Gare à vous! Les cannibales maintenant!
Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous faire une bénédiction. Venez, mon frère. Laissez-moi vous faire une bénédiction.
die. Wait, I got instant shot by nothing,
What the freak?
Läutet nicht die Glocke. Lasst uns vorbereitet.
Oh my god.
Ne sonnez pas la cloche. Il faut qu'on se prépare. Ne sonnez pas la cloche. Il faut qu'on se prépare. Ne sonnez pas la cloche. Il faut qu'on se prépare.
It totally wasn't me who wrong though. Holy gray crayon, are you okay? Sir, I think you're gonna have to use mercy.
Get back!
Yaranya! Je suis blessé!
Красноглазый поблизости!
Ich brauche Hilfe beim Reparieren!
Poussez-vous!
Rückzug! Bereitet die Verteidigung vor!
Отойдите в сторону!
Y'all gonna get y'all swords, bro. Got the sapper at the front, bro. The sapper over here is crazy, bro. Got that sapper, y'all be dead. He's the one that puts up the barriers, bro. Yes, we're the only two sappers, bro. And we keep having to rebuild barriers because no one's swinging their swords. There's like 4 people hiding behind like 6 layers of barriers, bro. The point in the layers of barriers is that when one gets destroyed, you go to the next.
Not
Hide
again,
behind
my
every single
son,
one.
wake up.
Please.
Oh.
Move up. Move up. I got 200 francs from that game from how many kills I had, bro. Just press N, you can look at classes. How much do I pay? Brother, you is lagging in and
I
out
think
right
it
now.
depends on how much zombies you kill.
Yeah, it depends how many zombies you kill and how.
Don't let them get you! Make headway! Forward march! Make headway! Rip up a barricade!
The number on you.
Is, Mr. Crawford in there?
Non. Peur d'anglais. Dégagez.
English? No, American!
Si vous ne partez pas, je vous forcerai à partir.
Vampires don't get us! I'm gonna smash that bell over your head! Let me treat that gash.
Like that more.
Need reinforcements! Get them all! Fix bayonet! Fix bayonet! Liberty, get on me! Get them all!
Bro, what? Fart. Oh no. We need the same. Oh my god. What? Yo. Yo, where are you all?
Ils arrivent!
Je ne me sens pas très bien, mon père.